What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another FPL video. My name is Mo, and today I'll be going through the FPL player watch list for Game Week 2. In my series of videos, this is going to be a video where I'll be reviewing the best players that have caught my eye for this game week that's gone by. Can I be considering them as a transfer target for the next game week, reviewing fixtures, form, or maybe it's just someone I've overseen over the last couple of weeks or pre-season in itself. So this will be one of the videos I'll be doing as part of this series. If you like the video, give us a subscribe, and if you also do like it, hit that like button on the screen as well. So let's get stuck into it, guys, with the first player that caught my eye this week. Of course it is. It's Darwin Nunes. So we always knew this guy was going to be, someone who's going to be amongst the goals, the points for Liverpool, because Mane has left. And yes, we thought that Diaz would be kind of like the automatic replacement. But this guy has come from the Portuguese league and he means business. So let's go through a bit of background stats in itself. So he's still, as at the time of recording, he is £9 million in price. So there potentially could be a price rise as his ownership is going up. XG, it's at 2.12, and XA, so expected assists and expected goals, XA is 1.55. Points per match, which is my favourite stat, is 9 points. Obviously, we played one game, so he's got 9 points. But let's have a review of the fixtures that are to come. So we always said Liverpool fixtures would be good to target in the first 5 to 6 game weeks. So at the below of the screen, I've got 6 future fixtures coming up for Liverpool. So we start from Crystal Palace, which is going to be a nice green fixture for them, followed by Manchester United at Old Trafford, which I think should be green, if not minimum grey, I'd say. Anything, not maximum, anything like that at all in terms of red, in terms of what I've seen so far. Then Bournemouth at home, Newcastle at home, Everton away, and Wolves at home. Some really good fixtures to really consider for Liverpool. And I think he'll get some more regular game time now, considering that they dropped points at Fulham. They do want to put it right. Klopp will probably not take any more risks, and they look much better when Nunes was on the pitch rather than Firmino. So yes, there's been a knee-jerk. Personally, for myself, am I looking to bring him in at the moment in this game week draft? Potentially not. And that's how I think, for me, I'll be keeping an eye out for him. It's someone to keep in sight. But for me, for now, I think Nunes is probably going to be on the radar. Let's see how he gets a few more minutes. When Jota comes back, will there be even more rotation to keep him fresh? We're just going to have to wait and see how Klopp balances his minutes. I know Klopp is easing him in at the moment, but looking at those fixtures, if he can carry on with some form, definitely I can consider him to bring him into my squad, potentially when I play a wild card in game week 5 or 6. But as of now, Nunes is in my plans for watch list, but not going into my squad into this game week. At number 2, it has to be Alexander Mitrovic. What a first game of the season for this guy. Who would have thought he would bag 13 points at Liverpool, well, playing Liverpool at home. His price has gone up from 6.5 mil to 6.6. This is at the time of recording this video, so if it does rise after this, then make sure you get in there before the price rises. And if you look at the XG, which is the expected goal, 0.91, and expected assists at 0.05. The fixtures are a bit of a mixture here. So they've got Wolves away this coming week in game week 2, Brentford at home following that. Then Arsenal away is going to be a tough game at the Emirates, followed by Brighton at home. Now, Brighton are not an easy outfit, as you guys saw them play against Manchester United at Old Trafford. Then Tottenham and Chelsea. Now, if Mitrovic kind of gets the same service that he's receiving by his team, I think he's going to be absolutely deadly, so he might be a good player to target. But I just think, looking at the next 6 fixtures, I want to keep a lookout for him. And look, if he goes up in price, so be it. There are other players out there that are a bit higher in price. I think even if he goes up to about 7 mil, if he can show me some form in the next 6 fixtures, then it's someone that I can consider to bring into the squad in itself. But a mixture of fixtures, some decent fixtures, some more difficult, challenging fixtures. But this guy is on penalties and he looked extremely hungry for some success. So that's why, in my opinion, I think if you are targeting to bring in like Mitrovic into your squad, maybe get him in now for the next 2 game weeks to take advantage of them. I think if you leave it to like the Arsenal game, then maybe it might not be worthwhile doing it. But for me, as of now, is someone who I'm looking at. I'll watch very closely against Wolves. But for now, he won't be coming into my squad in game week 2. The next player is KULUSEVSKI. Now, this player, as you guys have seen my streams, which I did, there's a knee-jerk one, and team selection video, which I'll be doing as well. I have had a really, really strong inkling to bring him into my squad. Now, the thing with KULUSEVSKI is I've watched him play last season, and I owned him at the end of last season, and I've watched him play this season in the first game, and I think he looks absolutely phenomenal. Yes, minutes might be limited due to Richarlison, but the way he played, I don't think he'll be rotated that much in the first 6 game weeks, because I think Conte means business and he wants to win the league. So maybe not too much rotation immediately. He will be part of the front 3, and there's no midweek games, so why risk taking out a player who's in good form? 8 million as of recording of the video. I am expecting his price to rise at some point this week because he has been heavily transferred in. Expected goals 0.19 and expected assists 0.41. Points per match, he's got 12 points in the first game, which is absolutely phenomenal. I won't say he'll get that every single week, but he's got a good start. Chelsea away, it looks like a difficult fixture on paper, but I always think to myself, bringing a player in for a difficult fixture, and if he blanks, makes the decision a bit better, because you know they have better fixtures coming afterwards. So for me, I think I'll take a lot into consideration of bringing him in for the Chelsea game, because I did think Chelsea weren't that good defensively. Yes, they kept a clean sheet, but even against Everton, they didn't look that good and comfortable. So let's just wait and see how he does. But in terms of fixtures, Wolves afterwards at home. Then they got Nottingham Forest away, West Ham at home, West Ham away, Fulham at home, and Man City away. So a mixture of fixtures there as well. But I do want to take part or be part of a Spurs, kind of attacking force, or any players that I could potentially get. Ideally in attack, so Son, Kane, or Kulusevski. I want to be part of, those 3 fixtures of Nottingham Forest, Fulham and Wolves, because they're playing 2 of the promoted sides. And as we've seen, they can go big. So Kulusevski is on the radar for me. I'm looking forward to seeing how I can get him into my squad, potentially for Diaz in my team selection for this game week. It will mean that I take a -4 hit, but I'm not too disturbed by the -4, because I think that, rather ripping my squad up too much, I think -4 might be a bit of a sensible move for me in the long run. But again, that's just the way I'm thinking. Some people will think, keep Diaz for the Palace game and then, bring him in for the Wolves squad. But I believe Kulusevski is that good that this is why I'm considering to even bring him in against Chelsea, because I think he can score. Chelsea weren't invincible. They did look vulnerable even against Everton. And who knows, they might be a bit nervous playing in front of their home crowd like United were in game week 1. So Kulusevski on the radar, most likely to come into my game week 2 squad. Already Haaland is in. He might be the -4 transfer that I make for my team selection video. Now, moving on to Phil Foden. So this is another player that caught my eye during this game week. So Manchester City, in terms of the fixtures, look at the screen below. No red, no cherry red. And they look like some really good fixtures on paper. So you definitely want to take a bite of the cherry for Man City. Now, we've discussed the back line. So we've discussed about Cancelo, Walker, Diaz, Edison being kind of nailed on for the first 5-6 game weeks. But in terms of up front, Kevin De Bruyne, Haaland will be nailed, I think. But the midfielders is where the real question comes. And I think, with the departure of Jesus and the departure of Raheem Sterling, I think Foden got more minutes last season, and I think his minutes tally will go up even more this season, because I just think Guardiola fancies him in terms of his kind of overall output, and in terms of ownership wise, I think he can indeed go big. Look at those fixtures, to be fair: Bournemouth at home, Newcastle away, Crystal Palace at home, Nottingham Forest at home, Aston Villa away, and Tottenham at home. So plenty of home fixtures there. And, I can definitely see him getting a brace and a couple of goals. And in terms of price, he's still 8 million. Expected goals 0.38 and expected assists 0.28. Now, I know he blanked in game week 1 and he got 3 points, but he did look to get into good positions for Man City, and Haaland looked destructive, and I think, he could probably set him up for a few goals, along with Kevin De Bruyne, Bernardo Silva. Mahrez is the one that I'm the most nervous about. So if you're a Mahrez owner, I would say, considering what you've seen so far from Community Shield / Premier League, look to get rid of him in terms of your squad. I think Foden looks most key in terms of nailed. He looks most nailed in terms of minutes. And I'd say second player following that, I would say in terms of minutes, would be Jack Grealish. So those are the players that I'm looking at personally, but I'm already City'd out. Is that a word term? So I've already got 3 players from Man City, so I won't be looking to bring him in this game week. But I'm keeping a close eye on him, because there might be a really good chance that I might downgrade Edison, and I might upgrade one of my midfielders and have a bit of play around the team in terms of funds for how I can, improve my squad further. So in terms of a wild card, Foden is someone that I'm really keeping an eye on, because if I can spot him getting a regular run, getting some big points, for sure, he'll definitely be coming into my squad itself. So that is indeed the player from Man City that I'm looking at. So those are the 4 players that I'm looking at the moment in terms of who I look to bring into my Game Week 2 squad. So this is how my Game Week 1 squad did with 69 points. A good score. I know it's only 1.5 mil rank, which doesn't look good on paper, but I'm in the top 20%, so I'll take that. And I haven't used any of my chips, so I know most of the top 100k managers use their triple captain bench boost chips, so good luck to them when I catch them off with a double game week. So in this team generally, I think I did overall quite well. I'm quite satisfied of how I've done. There are many managers out there, you know, especially who are in the FPL community, or let's say the so-called FPL kind of legends or gurus. They haven't done that well to begin with in terms of, like, you know, points wise. They've probably got around the 40, some have even got around the 45-50 mark. So they've had a steady start. And they're looking to go big in Game Week 2. So if you are looking to play a wild card, best of luck. If you're looking to hit some transfers and take some hits, which potentially I will do, good luck with you as well in terms of doing that move. So overall, it's all in terms of your decision. Those are the 4 players that caught my eye, and I'm definitely looking at in terms of bringing them into my squad, maybe for Game Week 2. If not, in the game weeks coming forward, because of what I'll see, and I'll have more data to analyse to see if they're worthwhile bringing into my squad and adding value to it. Because that's what we want to do, guys, is get the most points every single week. It's only been 1 week. We've still got 37 to go. The watch list indeed has come to an end. So those are the players that I've highlighted. Let me know what your thoughts are. Did you like the watch list? Did you think of these players that I've talked about? Are there any players that I haven't discussed? Put it in the comment section. Let me know. If you guys haven't given us a subscribe, why not? It's absolutely free. Now is the time to hit the FPL INKLING subscribe button on YouTube, and also like the video if you like the video in terms of the content I've given. Thank you so much. This is, again, one of the episodes I'll be bringing on a weekly basis, which is the player watch list, in part of the series of FPL content this season. So I'll try to give you all the best content, all the best ideas, data from an absolute normal FPL manager just like yourself. I ain't no, YouTube guru, or in terms of FPL, I'm not an FPL guru either. I'm just a normal FPL manager with an insight to watch football games and give you guys the best ideas to improve your squads. Till then, I want you guys to take care. Hit that notifications icon to get regular notifications of when I release my content, and I'll be back with some more content to give you guys the best tips to set you up for Game Week 2. Till then, take care. Stay tuned.